What is happening, beautiful lady? What's good? I'm getting better. Started physical therapy. My stitches haven't dissolved yet, but you know what? I'm hopeful. How you doing, boo? Lovely to see you, Lisa. You are one of the best out here. I'm so glad I met you out here, and we linked back up with each other. Should have been crazy. Volunteering almost every day with the hurricane cleanup. Tomorrow will be cleaning out. You know what? You are doing a good deed, honey. And I promise you, I know so many people are so grateful for someone like you. And I know how it is. Life is, it's going. You know how that is. And when you get out here and you do positive things, honey, you are blessed multiple times over. And I'm glad that you're able to be a service to other people. And that's one thing about us as people. We have to care about other people as well as ourselves and our families. And who we know. You know what I mean? Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I went the first time I was supposed to go, I wasn't up to it, so I had to cancel. And then I finally went, honey, and boy, did it kick my booty. But I'm doing it. I've been going, it seems like, to the doctors almost 5 days a week. And I'm not complaining. But I had to get in my mammogram, you know how that is, my, annual pap. These things we got to take care of. My 6 months cleaning with the teeth, you know how that go. I've been doing that, and then on top of that, seeing different doctors pertaining to the 2 surgeries I had. And God has blessed me again. I'm still standing. To use a... Oh my gosh, girl, thank gosh. Thank gosh. Oh, I'm glad. Thank God. Ooh. She said I still got all my fingers. Yes, it's too many. It's too many, but see, that's the whole thing with this. Because I had 2 surgeries, so that requires 2 different doctors to see, with those. Then throwing in physical therapy. And then going to a doctor's appointment thinking everything was okay and end up being sent, like tomorrow, I got 2 appointments. And then for one of the surgeries, I went to see one of the doctors thinking I'm, not the doctor that did the surgery, but my doctor that referred me. And I was thinking I'm doing good. And I end up having to go in for x-rays. Then I had to go back again a week later. And the list goes on and on. I'm almost going to the doctors just about 5 days a week, and sometimes 2 appointments on one day. Because see, with these type of surgeries, you got to see different people that played a role. You understand what I'm saying? In the surgery, not just the surgeon themselves, but the follow-up and all of that. And it's been whacked. You know what I mean? And I'm not complaining. I'm just sharing it, because a lot of times people don't understand when you talk about stuff, opposed to them thinking that you're complaining or not even being grateful to be able to have health care. You know what I mean? But it's going. You gotta keep up with all that. Yes, all of it. And and like I said, you go back and see one doctor and they say something don't look right, then they send you somewhere else because they did their part, but something else the other doctor didn't go, and they need you to see that doctor. So I've been trying my best to get some of these appointments over the phone, because it's too much going and going, you know what I mean? And it's not that I won't go to take care of myself, but it's a lot of running. You get kind of worn out. And then, like I said, not to mention my regular requirements as, a human being, of appointments that I have to go to stay, healthy. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm just grateful to be here. Yes, too many cooks, honey, and they feasting on my butt. I wonder what I taste like. A lobster, filet mignon. What is it? What is it? No, so let me stop. I know that sounds crazy. Let me stop being silly. Woo, woo. That was a far-fetched one, huh? I hope everything is going good with you. I've been over to your spot. I just watched something that you posted recently, and I know that you've been busy, and I promise you, I respect all of it. Just a feasting. Yeah, you know how that is, because that's what it is. A lot of these doctors, no disrespect to doctors out here in the world, but a lot of these doctors really, don't care. You got to get with the right one, because I noticed with the healthcare, there used to be, stuff where If you had a certain kind of insurance, certain places won't accept it because they want to get paid a certain amount of money. And if you have a certain kind of insurance and they're not getting that full hit, they don't want to. You understand what I mean? They don't want to take it. I'm exhausted physically, but my soul is happy. See, that's good. That's I'd rather be that way. Just like I keep telling people, and a lot of folks don't understand. I would rather have morals over money. Money is not going to get me into heaven, but morals will. You understand what I mean? And that's a good way to be. That's a good way to be. Your soul is happy, because sometimes the physicality, that's gonna be what it is. But when your soul is all right, that's more important than anything. The physical stuff is gonna, land where it needs to land. But when your soul is messed up, honey, you're on that borderline. You know what I mean? A tankering down. So it sounds like you're in a good predicament right now, and I'm so glad to hear that. And like I said, anytime somebody get out here and do something that special, they are amazing, and that's who you are. And I'm glad that you are, you're doing your thing, and you're happy and you're whole, and that's more important than anything. And I keep trying to tell people there's a lot going on out here with healthcare. There's so many different people that are leaving. Since I've been working outside, breeze inside, so that's gonna be emotional. Yeah, honey, don't tell me about it. Ooh, don't tell me about it, because I walked through. Ooh, I feel bad to talk about it. Mmm. I walked through. Ooh, I can't even talk about it right now. I'm sorry. But I think our emotions are, it's a good thing to have it, and it can be painful, but at least it gives you an idea to care more about people. I know that's, sad and kind of messed up, and I don't want to sound like I'm talking all off the track and all over the place, but I promise you, sometimes we learn more from our mistakes than we do doing the right thing. You get where I'm coming from? And with our emotions, they will land you in different type of places, because God gave us emotions for a reason. So we have to utilize all of them so that we can be decent people. And I know that emotional is going to be it. You know what I mean? I know. Folks' homes and all this stuff, it's going to be rough if they are there. Happy to help, but it is. Honey, let me tell you, I've been through. Ooh, I can't even talk about it right now. I can't. I don't mean to seem lame, but I understand where you are coming from, 100%. Betty. Oh, it's dark. I understand where you're coming from, and it is going to be emotional, but at least you know that the feelings that you're going to experience are going to come into play with the help that you're providing, Lisa. I know that's weird, but you know how it is. Life is a mixed bag of tricks, and I think that's going to be an up and down, but it's going to make you a better person in the end, even though you're already good. It's going to make you a better person in the end, because you're going to be there single-handedly, changing things for people, and also you're going to gain, those feelings. Those feelings are going to give you more courage to be grateful, more grateful than what you already are, and also you're going to be there to help people, because I have survived some horrible stuff, and I don't even know how to begin to talk about it. And I know when you're walking through and stuff is destroyed, I know what that is, because of what I've been through. Personally, I know what that's like. You know what I mean? So I can attest to, I know what that feels like. And then I also, remember a time where I had to walk through where there was a tornado. Don't talk about it, but I'll bring some comfort stuff in case they need. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Do you see, though, what they may be going through, but what you can do can help? You understand what I mean? See, this is how God uses us. You understand what I'm saying, Lisa? This is how God uses us to help each other along the way. That's exactly what I'm saying. Your presence there is going to bring emotions on you that can help you keep, continuing to be a good person and be grateful, even though I know you already are. This just adds to, your masterpiece. You know what I'm trying to say? You get where I'm coming from? So I understand that 100%. And at the same time, You're going to go there and you're going to feel emotions, but you're also going to be able to help people through what they're going through. And even though it's horrible, cleanup shows a renewal of things. You understand where I'm coming from? Cleanup is showing that things are, getting back on track. Yeah, I walked through, and you wouldn't believe how close I was to it. This was a long, long, long time ago, but I don't even know, maybe 5 blocks from it. You get what I'm saying? Where it could have, could have hit us. You feel me? But I walked through, and I walked through it, and there's a lot of people that didn't make it, a lot of people passed away. It was horrible. And I don't know how to wager that because of the fact that I was a couple of blocks over, and considering, I don't know how to say that I was luckier than anybody else, because that's not what God allows to happen in this world. It's just timing, I believe. You get what I'm saying? Because you can't never think that you're higher up over, because I'm learning how to use my words carefully. Hello, beautiful spirit in the sky. Love you, sis. Thanks for coming. Oh, we're having some. Look, I haven't made these in a long time. Some black eyed peas, some white rice, and some baked chicken. I haven't made that in so long, you know what I mean? So hopefully that's going to be, a yum yum, you know what I mean? And I'm not cooking it. I'm actually, because I'm just getting back in the kitchen, you know what I mean? I'm heating it up, because the black eyed peas and the white rice was left over from yesterday's dinner. And we just threw some chicken in the air fryer, to add a meat, because we ate up all the meat from it yesterday, if that makes sense. And I hope, I know what you're dealing with there, because like I told you before, I don't know if it's something that, and I don't like to consider myself like, oh, you were lucky, because sometimes that's not what it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's not what it is. Sometimes it's, what your timing, I say. I say timing more than anything. Because a lot of times, it's a problem. You know what I mean? And you try not to consider yourself as more blessed than anybody else. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to look at. Because sometimes a lot of people, we were lucky. And sometimes you got to watch how you say those kind of things, because of the simple fact that a lot of times it's not about being lucky. It may not be your time yet, or you may be living longer to experience something way worse. You don't know. Get what I mean? I've learned how, and I promise you, I don't want to sound whacked and like I'm all over the place, but I'm speaking, reality of what I've learned, in my life, is that sometimes you have to be careful about thinking that you're more special than someone else. You get what I mean? And you have to be careful. Even even with me, what I learned too is that when I talk to people like, that's going through a death, or, at a funeral, I watch what I say, because it becomes repetitive. Even though all people love to, they love, there's certain things that are said when somebody passes away. You get what I'm saying? There's certain things that people say to you. But I know that I've been in predicaments, and I'm going to be honest, I have been grateful that anybody has this kind word and a loving hug, right? But at the same time, you get tired of hearing people say it. Sorry for your loss. And it's not bad. It's not that they're being bad. It's just because of what you're going through. And here goes another. Here goes another. You know what I mean? And after a while, you kind of, you get, like, oh gosh, if I hear that one more time, you don't mean anything by it though. You know what I mean? Yeah, please understand me. You don't mean anything by it, but it's how it makes you feel, because some of that stuff is comforting, and some of it gets to be annoying, because it kind of, solidifies more to you mentally that this person is gone. And sometimes you get tired of it and you start feeling bad and getting a little mad. You know what I'm trying to say here. Because, you know, our emotions are very fickle when it comes to that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So I try my best to choose my words carefully because, you know, I'm getting older and evolving and learning a lot better than what I knew. Get what I'm saying? Sometimes people want to comfort you, but they just don't know what to say. Yes, and I'm going to tell you what, this is so weird, because I had been struggling with, you know, trying to be more helpful because I didn't know what to say. So I'm going to tell you what happened here, and I don't want to sound like a weirdo, and, you know, and I'm not playing no kind of games, but I had, this was, it's been what, like a year or two. I have a nice YouTuber that I met. And, you know, it would be her husband, and her son. And, you know, I hadn't heard from her in a while. And sometimes, you know, when people don't contact you, you kind of fall off. With me, I try to stick by people, but sometimes it just happens. And she fell off, you know. And then all of a sudden a video popped up, and she was saying that she's grieving the loss of her son. And he was very young. I think he was in his late 20s or early 30s. And I carefully read the comments in her section so that I would not be repeating the same thing that somebody said 50 million times, because I know it can be repetitive even though it's coming from a positive place. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell you what I did was I personally took my time before I even responded and crafted something that I was saying truthfully coming from me to her. And it made a big difference because it wasn't the same thing that she kept hearing over and over again, and she indicated that to me. You understand what I'm saying? So I learned and I grew in that moment from that situation, because I knew that I kept, you know, everybody saying the same thing, and it's okay. I'm not trying to be negative when I say that. But I came from somewhere different, and that's the difference that she needed, you know? That's the difference that she needed. And I made sure that from that point on, because that moment right there really got on to me to make me think about being different and intentional of what I say, but yet something that's not being the same thing repeated over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people don't understand that a lot of folks grieve differently. You know, you can go to a many funerals and you can see all kinds of people grieving in the way they grieve, and then, you know, people like to judge you. Oh, well, for that to be her husband or her son, she didn't look that sad at all, or she didn't hardly cry. You know, all of that is foolishness, because you don't know how a person is, you know, how they're going to grieve, and they don't know themselves either. When it comes from the heart, it's always genuine. Yes, it is. Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. It's always, you know, better when you come straight for it. You know what I mean? It really does. It really does. So I try my best to make sure that I'm trying to come at it from a different angle than what, you know what I mean? Of what they're hearing repeatedly. And I decided to sit back and say something different. And it really, you know, it struck a chord. You know what I mean? I wasn't looking for brownie points on her downfall, so I don't want to sound, you know, like I'm bugging out here, but I'm saying she needed something different. She needed something totally different. And I can tell the way she responded to me, and no disrespect for anybody else, but I can tell the way she responded to me was different, because, you know, she indicated, you know, what I said was different for her, and that came in the clutch for her, if that makes sense, you know. And I honestly tell you that these situations, because I've been to funerals too myself, and I don't judge or get in anybody's business, but sometimes folks are going to behave a certain way that you may not be used to, which is none of our business. If that's how a person is when it comes to a funeral in their family, or they don't cry out, you know, like how you may cry or how you act, that's not at a time like that, Nobody's got time for the bull. You know what I mean? You just got to let people be. You know what I'm saying? You got to let people be and do whatever works for them. You know? And I've learned that. So I've decided to make sure that when I'm in different situations like that, that I pay attention to what's coming out my mouth. I don't want anything phony or you know, to be bothering anybody extra than what they're already going through, if that makes sense, you know? Because I know sometimes, you know, less is more, and sometimes that's what they need, you know? But sometimes we gotta know, you know, it's hard to tell, you know, and it's different when you are friends or you know the personality of a person, but it may be different. They may react differently when they're in a crisis than what you're used to. If it's just a coworker or somebody like that that you're around, it may be a lot different than what you're used to because of the fact that you've never seen them in that light. What's happening, Martinez? Thank you for coming, my dear. Blessings to you. I appreciate you stopping in. I hope you're still there, Miss Spirit. How you doing? I said hi to you, didn't I, sis? I hope you're feeling better, because I know you weren't feeling well, Spirit. A lot of people have been going through a lot of different stuff out here with these different fevers, and I mean, we already know this situation has gone crazy. I mean, everybody around has been talking about fevers and things of that, and not feeling well, you know, and they're glad it's not the, you know, the 19, you know, which is a blessing for everybody, you know what I'm saying? But it's still something else that's bad and annoying at the same time, you know? So I'm glad that everything is going good. How you doing, Martinez? Thank you for stopping in. Happy New Week, everybody. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for stopping in. We got a fresh new week here. What we gonna do with it? You know, because life is lifing. We know how that is. Life is about a dream. You know? Dreams it may seem. All these people parked outside your hair. You know? And I always try. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. Life in a lot of ways. You know? It is. It is. It really is. Life will take you on an unbelievable ride. And, you know, and the thing is, with us, with this thing called life, is that unless we get the gist of it and understand that life is up and down, oh yeah, it's Halloween week, oh yeah, some people get silly, girl. Mildred? Yes, and here we go again, Miss Lisa, where all of these holidays are going to come in and out, in and out. You know what I mean? Thank you, Martinez. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you. I hope you're doing all right, whatever that consists of. Because, see, that's one thing about life. Man, you're up, you're down, you're in between. And this is always going to be this way. This is how it goes. This is how it goes. I know that even with me right now and all of this stuff that's just been going on, we just had a big electrical problem here. And I'm like, here we go. I had, you know, and you know when you call an electrician out, plumbers, you know that has, once they come out, whether they find a problem or not, you still got, you know, you in. You know what I'm trying to say. I had a, oh gosh, electrician came out, all 5 of the outlets in the kitchen blew. So I had to move refrigerator over to the dining room area. And we had somebody come out here like 4 times. And they changed 2 of the outlets. And they said that it might be my refrigerator. So we ended up having to get a new refrigerator. And once again, this refrigerator, we haven't had it that long. So I'm like, these appliances are not Tonka built anymore. You know, it's always something. You know? But anyway, just got this in the mic. Just got a new refrigerator delivered today, and I hope that's what it is. Everything we didn't put everything back into full function, and where everything goes back in the kitchen, because we had to put stuff over to the microwave, and everything was plugged into the dining room area. So you know how that go. And then I'm going to tell you another thing, Lisa. Oh, gosh. I tell you, when it rains, it pours. We had got some market-side salads from our favorite W World. I say it like that. And we ate the salads. I had a chef salad. I know how to make salad. I know how to grow lettuce. But, we take help here and there. And we had the 2 salads, too, that we picked out of the different kinds that me and a family member ate. We ate the salad. Everything was fine, she says. And yes, they did. I have a washer and dryer that I've had since 2007. And it's old, but it's absolutely amazing. I don't care about getting a new washing machine or dryer that can talk to me, that's digital and blah, blah, blah. There's nothing wrong with having that, but I'm telling you, what I got is staple and Tonka built. Tonka built. So I'm looking at this stuff now because, see, one thing about it people don't pay attention to, when you buy, whether it's a car, refrigerator, a living room set, a bedroom set, that's not just for show. Those are investment pieces that you want to have for years to come. You understand what I'm saying? So we don't know what's going on. I hope it's just the refrigerator instead of something deeper and more expensive than that, if you know what I mean. And anyway, so we got these salads. They're marketplace salads. They're the salads that's already made for you. You have the lettuce in the bottom, and then the toppings are on dividers on the top. And we ate the salad, and it was good, and we chilled out. All of a sudden, 2 days later, I got a yes. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, 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 honey. Got a call, not a call, an email, saying that the actual two that we ate, I had a chef and my family member had a Fiesta. Those 2 were recalled because of some Listerin, I can't even say the name right, poison that was in there. I have to say it like that. I'm trying to watch how I talk. You understand what I mean? But I'm talking about what happened to me for real. Documented. You understand what I'm saying? So the first thing I did was, I called, somebody to speak to. And the first thing I wanted to know, I said, do we need to go to the emergency room? Do we need to seek medical treatment? Our doctors, what do we need to do? And they're saying, no, you should be fine. And then I said, well, what about, are you sure? And she's saying, yeah. So, of course, I've done all the research anyway. While I'm talking to her, my family members looking up what that is and what to watch out for and all that. So I told her, well, we'd be refunded. And she was more worried about not giving a refund than our health. Yes, we grew up with mostly all of our appliances as well, too, Lisa, when I was coming up as a child, I promise you. And it's been absolutely amazing. I don't know what happened to Spirit in the Sky and Rev. I don't know. I thought they just came in, but I guess maybe they just was popping in and they're busy. But yeah, that's why I said some of the stuff is not what it used to be, Even though these flat screen TVs that we have are nice, they you get one bump up against the screen and your whole TV's blown. Pixels of damage. I remember when I was a child, we used to call them the bubble back TVs. Those TVs will last forever. Now everything is being made very cheaply. You know what I mean? And falling apart very easily. So with that being said, got a new refrigerator today. Oh, I told you, thank you. You can put it here. So sweet. I always do that. Looking crazy and sideways. So I know what you mean. She said, "Dang, I should be more worried about you." God, yeah, they didn't care. Oh no, they did not care, Lisa, honey. Let me tell you, the person on the phone didn't seem to be concerned about that. She just got, you know, turned up when I said about a refund. And I promise you, I had a Cobb salad too, Caesar too. We threw all the salads out, even though it was just a recall on those. And usually we do make our own salads here, but you know how we do. We talk this junk, and sometimes, we get out here and we getting it, with all this processed stuff ourselves. I'm gonna be real. Just like you can get a can of, kidney beans and heat it up, heat and eat, or you can get on the stove and long term cook for hours. Some kidney beans. Depends on what you want to do. But they seemed like they were more worried about, you know what I mean? Well, this is what they said. Well, if for you to get a refund, you have to bring the salad in. First of all, the salad was a delivery order. Secondly, what form do you want it in if I told you we've already ingested them? And then, what's this? Yeah, we used to have it when I was younger. We used to have Lisa. We used to have it was a good wooden frame, and you would have the TV in the middle, two speakers outside, and then on top you would have your component set and an 8-track. Now back when they had those, I was a wee bitty child back then, but I remember. You know what I mean? And boy, did that stuff last forever, honey. And every time they, my mother wanted to change the living room around, you had to get like 5 men to move it. So I was like, wow, things have changed. Things have came a long, long way. Yes, yes, tell me about it. Dangerous. Because see, this is what people don't understand. You may come in contact with something, right? And be okay for the time being, and then years later it could have just been wearing on you and caused some kind of problems further down the line. Of course, I'm hopeful that nothing's going to happen. I just had these 2 surgeries, and I'm like, please, and God is good, but stuff does happen like that, and we have to watch out. Do you see how many recalls we got going down? There are so many recalls. Every time I turn around, there's a recall. And then a lot of stuff is having a lot of, bio ingredients in it, like they're forcing it. Even, some staple stuff. I'm wondering why they're changing into this type of stuff. I don't know what to say and what's going on here. I tell you. This stuff is getting to where I was looking at the W store, and every time I turn around, they got a recall. It seemed like they was having a recall every week of 2 or 3 different things repeatedly. Yes, yes, yes. There was always something somewhere in the neighborhood that needed. Yeah, yeah. They knew how to replace. Yes, they did. The TV tube. That's exactly what it was. There was always those were like more people that had, they were jack of all trades. You know what I mean? And you were always, and they'd say, oh yeah, Hank down the street is good with cars. You know what I mean? Mike does fridge. You know what I'm talking about? And they would come in there and straighten that thing right out for you. Now, if you want to send something to get fixed, it's gonna cost an arm and a leg, or it can't be fixed. It can't be fixed. I'm like, what? I tell you, when it rains, it pours. I don't know what happened to Didn't she come in, her and Rev? And what did they do? I don't want them to think that I'm ignoring them or anything. And Martinez is here, but I don't know what happened to Spirit. I hope they don't think that I'm ignoring them. or anything like that. But yeah, I tell you, we got a lot of stuff that, you know how we're in this, the 20th century. Everything is not Gucci though. You know what I mean? And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but everything that's new is not necessarily the best. A lot of stuff is falling apart. It's like every time you turn around, stuff is not holding up. You know. And I always tell folks too that you can, even when you go, you're lucky, and we're glad that you got like Dollar Trees, different places if you live in America. But at the same time, a lot of that stuff you got to be careful what you buy, because if some stuff is just throwaway, temporary, use one time, and do it like that. So we all have to be careful on what's happening out here, because if not, you get lost in the sauce very easily. So I try my best not to take anything for granted, but I know that a lot of these places that I knew from back in the days, we had more stable equipment, and I mean even furniture these days. Almost makes me want to start my own. Tell me, I think, honey, you know what? That's where I'm from, that old school. We better think about it. And see, my thing is, the only reason why I don't garden the way I like to, because we got a very bad bird problem here. I don't know what happened in the last 2 years, but it's gotten out of control. You can't even, you got to watch out that they're not eating the damn grass. I don't know what happened. It's like everything that went crazy. Hello, Betty. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Blessings to you. Thank you. Happy New Week, dear. Prayers are always up for you. I hope things are looking a lot better for you. I enjoyed that recipe. But yeah, we gotta watch it, honey, because it's like the world is speaking to us. You know what I mean? And like I said, I used to have a little nice little garden that I tend to, but it done got so bad with these birds. I mean, we're seeing crows, a lot of pigeons out of control, and because the weather is so mysterious and sending so many different signals that they don't even know when to fly away. You know what I mean? What season to leave? It's gotten so bad. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I can't do a garden. I can do a little bit of a little bit of herbs and stuff like basil and things like that in the windowsill somewhere, but I can't really get out and do like I love doing. Because that was my passion, having me a nice garden. And I can't do it because of the fact that there's too many problems with these pests. I don't know what happened. But I got an idea of what happened, but I'm just saying it just messes me up. All of that trying to cage in your garden and greenhouse, they just keep coming and coming and coming. Then the crows start coming. So it's been a mess. But garden sounds good right about now under the circumstances of how all the stuff we're trying to get. We already don't know what's in it. And they just had a problem again here where you couldn't find lettuce. That started again. And I mean, at some point, no kind of lettuce. You know? So I pray, because I know that we're in trouble out here. A lot of people don't pay attention. They wait for everything to fall completely apart to take notice. I don't know what happened to you, Rev. I guess you must have had to leave. And Spirit in the Sky, I hope you guys don't feel that I'm ignoring you or anything. I did say hi to everybody, and I also typed it in physically. I hope everybody's all right. Maybe you guys are busy and can only pop in for a minute. But I don't want nobody to ever feel ignored because I'm not like that. Greenhouse. Too many hungry critters down. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what I'm saying. It's out of control. Because I got the critters and the birds and the bees. It's bad. Really bad. I can't even get under control. Then it was a couple of years back, it was a horrible problem with the ants. And, all of us as neighbors got ourselves together and did what we needed to do and got rid of that. But other than that, you can't even grow anything because of all of that. It's a problem. Even having the greenhouse, and they're pecking to get into it. We had I just had two raccoons the size of little bear cubs that I caught on my surveillance camera that keep running in the backyard. Well, not in my actual yard, but through the driveway. I don't know what that's all about. But they were the biggest raccoons I've ever seen. I've been seeing a lot of blue jays, red robins, trash, pandas. Yes, would need. Yep. Say it. I know what you mean. I was just talking with one of the guys that came out here with the new refrigerator, and he showed me some videos of a big black bear that was like damn near I don't know 7 to 8 feet tall, if not taller than that, right in his backyard. And they said the bears are coming up to their houses attacking. And then he said that one of his neighbors just had a moose run through their laundry and knocked everything off the line. There's a lot going on here, y'all. A lot going on. You got to be careful. And they said that it seems like the bears know when it's trash day now. Because they said every time they put their trash out, the bears go in the trash can and pull out the bags and have it all strewn about. So they got like a mind of their own. Every time they have trash day, the bears come out every trash day and attack their trash. So they got to figure out what to do with that. Because that's the problem, because they're not just destroying the trash everywhere, but they're destroying the trash can. Yes, Wild Kingdom. Yes, it's out of control. And I forgot what those other kind of birds that I've been seeing too. Seagulls. There's been a whole bunch of them everywhere. Honey, don't talk about the gators. Oh boy, we're in trouble now. Oh boy. I done had enough of them snappers. It's like everything is out of place. You know what I mean? And that's because of all the changes that we're going through. And you don't want to play with no gators. Mm-mm. They eat any and everything. Oh my goodness. They are scary. Really gotta watch out for that. But yeah, everything's going haywire. And that is because we're in these times. You know what I mean? We're in these times that everything is going awry. I know, right? See, that's one thing about with the gators. They're kind of low key. You know what I mean? They're kind of low key. Unless they can stand up on all twos, they can't get at the trash can. And they really don't bother you like that. You know what I mean? They only come out, on land for certain things, and they usually kind of stick to themselves. Start putting bleach. Oh yeah, them raccoons was there. I had to do that. That's what I wanted to ask too. I had to do that too. Well, what about with birds? What deters them? All of these wild birds, like pigeons and that type of stuff. What do you do with that? Oh yeah, that bleach be hitting, honey. The birds don't seem to care about the bleach. I'm trying to think of what to do to deter them away. You could start putting bleach. I know that's right. I was doing that too. And see, people don't realize the ability of a lot of these animals out here, what they can do. And I'm telling you, when you start that with them birds are a nightmare. And I said, you remember that old movie Crow? Try. Sure, most gators leave you alone. If you stay away from them, yeah, they don't really care. They know when to go out and get their food. They know when to stay in the water and to be on dry land. Well, I hope so. I'm gonna try it again because I got an owl, but I never tried the she said the plastic snakes. I tried the owls, but I've never tried the plastic snakes. What did you do with the plastic snakes? Did you just put them on the ground? Mhm. Mhm. American Tonight. She says. Tell me, how do you put when you use the plastic snakes? What do you do? Because I've tried owls before, and I feel like once they seen the owls weren't moving, they like, hey, the heck with that. After Halloween, she said, get the snakes half off. And when you do get the snakes, where do you put them? Because listen, this is bad. What I'm telling you, this is bad. I don't know if you remember that movie, Back Crow, that movie called Crow. Well, I can do that with the birds and the crows together. Because that's what's happening. The worst is the pigeons and the crows is the worst. I mean, flocking all over. Okay, I'm definitely going to check that out because I need them. Listen, it's horrible. I promise you, it's horrible. And the majority is the crows and the pigeons. Those are the ones that wreaking havoc. I mean, horrible. Stooling all over your trash cans, a lot. All on your porch, banister. It's really bad. And the squirrels have been acting a mess too. The squirrels have been horrible too. I mean, they've been bad, bold, coming all up on the porch, messing with my plants and all that. Oh yeah. This is getting to be a problem because I don't know if you noticed that with she said some places. You gotta tell me where to find that at, cause listen to me. I'm begging for help. I'm begging for help because this is bad. This has gone from bad to worse. It has gotten so bad that these birds will come right up on your porch and build a nest right on your porch. And you can keep getting rid of the nest and they keep coming back and keep coming back. I'm dead up serious. It's really bad. She says, in some places here use hawk eagle sound effect. And call it. Where can I get that? I'm telling you, I'm begging. Because it done got bad. Mm-mm. 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 Listen to me. A nightmare. You imagine, and you know how it is, and you have a large sum of birds, and they're taking a crap all over your banister in multiple places. You know what I mean? All on the top of your trash can. It's disgusting. It is. It really is. And I don't, I'm not talking about cruelty to animals because I don't mean it like that, but you know what I'm talking about. It's bad. Real bad. And something has got to be done. I got to figure out where to get that sound. You said the Hawk Eagle sound effects. Where can I find that? Because, man, listen, this is a nightmare. I'm going to tell you how bad it's gotten. I'm sorry I wasn't even live. Oh, that's all right. Because this situation has gotten so bad that I had to call some people out. Because you know how when you have that vent over your stove, they got into that from the outside of the house and nested. And when they went in there were eggs and babies in the nest. That's how bad this problem is. Time for you know what? Do the cats do something when it comes to that? And that's so weird too because just a couple of days ago we had a odd cat that kept hanging around on the porch and stuff. And we kind of, shroomed him off because I know once I start feeding him, he will never leave. And then, start becoming attached and worried about him. The cats should at least scare them. See, that's good because I know they'll fight at him. Like, if they see him, they'll run towards them and stuff. And it's so weird too because the other day I seen a squirrel being chased up the tree by a bird. And I mean, they were at it. The squirrel was running away. And the bird was following the squirrel all the way into somebody else's yard. I watched it. I wish I could have videotaped it. So we gotta figure out something here because this is I promise you, and I'm not exaggerating it. It's horrible. And like I said, I had to call somebody because they got into the vent that's over the stove from the outside, and they had a whole nest in there with eggs and babies. And the guys that I call out, they had to remove it, and they had to put a grid over my exhaust from the stove area so that they wouldn't go back in there again. It's been a wreck. A wreck. And then they don't even run, you know what I mean? Fly away when you come out. When you open your door, you gotta scat them away because they won't go. They're that stubborn. Something's got to be done because it's getting to the point that I have to, you know, put a tarp over the actual trash cans so that I can, we can be able to touch the trash can and reel it. Hello, Josephina. Thank you for stopping in. Happy New Week. Blessings to you. I appreciate you stopping in. Hello, my friend. Because it's gotten so bad that I have to, you know, putting a tarp over the trash can, right? So that I can, physically be able to touch the trash can to be able to haul it, out to get dumped. And then that's a whole job cleaning the tarp off on a regular basis. Because, you get all that feces on there. And that's a whole nother problem. It's crazy. It's a big mess. And I tell you, it becomes exhausted and very, it's a mess. And you don't know what these birds are carrying, you know what I mean? So that's something that has to be dealt with. Because we tried so much stuff over the years. And finally got it under control. Then we end up getting a new neighbor that moves in and set up large bird feeders in the front and the back of their yard now. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's a mess. It's a mess. You hear me? I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, it's that bad. That's what I'm saying. It's out of control. It's out of control. And I don't want to say nothing to them because they just moved in, a rental property that, I know the person, that owns the house. But they keep renting to these people that they're afraid to say something to that's breaking the rules. So now it's real bad because we had started getting it under control a little bit. Now it's back haywire. Baby ones, birds all over the place. All on your fence, everywhere with feces. And when they start messing around and eating all in your grass, it has your lawn looking horrible, front and back. So this is a big nightmare. I don't even know what to do at this point. Because we had finally, like for the last, 2 years, it started getting very calmer, a lot calmer. A few here and there. But now, it's flared back up. And when you put those feeders out like that, you attract birds from all over the place. And then they start staying and nesting in the trees by where they know there's food, you know what I mean? And like I said, I don't believe in cruelty to animals or anything like that. I'm not that person. But this is a different situation, you know what I mean? And when they start, you know, um, taking a dump and the feces all over your banister, that ruins your paint job and everything. I'm serious. It's a mess. It's bad already. They've just been here like what, 2 weeks, and if you would see what's gotten stirred up, I promise you, I kid you not. That's what I was hoping, but that's not what's happening. What they're doing is They're staying on my fence, and then they're in the yard pecking in my grass and messing my lawn up. I was hoping that they would stay over there, but that's not working. And they have it in the front and the back. You know what I mean? I have one in the front and the back. I am so terrified, and I know that sounds weird, but I am. Because it's a freaking nightmare. I promise you. The last 2 years, we finally was getting it under control. Because I did everything that I knew how to do. You know, us as a family, to deter them. And it had gotten a lot better. But these folks here came, and they're feeding them. And they're coming from all over. All over. And like I said, they'll start nesting in your gutters and destroying your gutters. The trussels on the house, all of that. You know what I'm talking about. And I don't understand how that person, or whoever they are, feel that that's okay. And they want that type of stuff in their yard all over their banisters either. Because if you would see, you know, with feces, you got to even watch when you walk out, if it's on your steps or whatever, that you don't track that back into your house. You know what I mean? It's a mess. Oh boy, that sounds like a mess. Woo! Girl. And we got some little knucklehead squirrels out here, you know. See, those are another whole problem right there too, because it seems like a lot of the wild animals out here has gotten wilder. She said if you feed the birds, you attract squirrels, and then it attracts snakes. Oh boy, you see what I mean? That's why I said this is going to be a nightmare. You know, this is going to be a nightmare. And it seems like these people don't seem to understand what's going on. And then the thing is, why would they want all of that on their property too? You know what I mean? Why would they want all of that on their property? Because you got to think about it. If they're coming over to me and other neighbors that don't want to be bothered with that, the people that got them in their actual yard, they're you know, taking a dump all over your banister and stairs. Why would you want that at your house? Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And I don't understand why they want it. That's nasty. You ever looked at the bird feces and a lot of it? It's disgusting. And they carry all kinds of viruses and germs and stuff. You know, it's not a game. It's not a game. Something's gonna have to be done though. I don't know what I gotta do. Do we need to seal in our front and backyard completely? I don't know what to do at this point. And they don't care exactly. And that's why I want to talk to Spirit, because she know that kind of thing like that with them kind of folks. They don't care. I can tell. Because who would want to? Just think about it. You know, anybody that you know, most of the time, people that do stuff like that, they own a good amount of land, and they may put a few feeders somewhere in the tree out in the field away from their house because they do love birds and animals. You know what I mean? Some people may do that. But when you're just living in a house and you don't own it, and you see the kind of problems that the pests are causing, why would you want that all over your stairs and banister? Because that's what's happening. And then they start coming over to me because they're over at yours, so they come right to me. Another whole problem. I don't understand. I couldn't have that mess myself. And like I said before, whenever you have something like that going, you got to keep that away from your main house because that becomes a problem. They start nesting everywhere, girl. Mm-mm. Even with my one of these women that I had met here, she said that she had a problem with birds and They were nesting in her porch lights. And that was so bad that they had to take down and change the style of their porch light because the birds wouldn't stop living there. They said as soon as they take it down, the next morning there'd be a whole new nest there. And they had to change the style of the lights. And that costed them some money because they had to have everything hardwired and all that, you know what I mean? To get that problem under control. Because once they start living, they keep having babies after babies. Oh yeah. That's why I said I don't need this stress on me now, child. Trying to stay strong. And so I gotta get back moving, you know what I mean? So we gotta take a step back with the training because my stitches aren't dissolved yet. All right, you have a good one. God bless you, and I enjoyed hanging out with you. Love you, sis. Take care, and you are absolutely amazing. Keep being good, keep loving others, and God has His eye on you. Blessings to you, my darling. Love you, Lisa. Take care. So, Joey and Keith, I said, what's up? And get me some help with these birds. I'll be waiting.